If you guys are ready, we can start now. In Turkish, that topic is first called, like the reduplication is called ikileme. It comes from iki, which means two. So you are making, or you are using two of them. You are using one word twice. You are making new words, phrases, by using two instances of a word. That's why it's called ikileme. And the other way, which also actually I believe goes into this topic, is pekiştirme. That one is also known as intensified adjectives. Okay, that's the all for today's topic. Repeating words and intensifying them. So I was already explaining what is the reduplication. I can still say it in a few more description. Then we can see how it works. We can see the different examples. So what is the reduplication? It's basically making new words by repeating a part of it or the whole word. That detail is important because there are two ways to make it, to do it. Like you can either repeat the full word or just a part of it, like a one syllable or one sound, not syllable, just sound. And the new combination, the result is a new word. So that's adding more context or emphasis. And they have different examples, different meanings. Yes, simsiyah. That's a part of it part, like the partial reduplication. In most cases, nouns, wait, that should say adjectives, not adverbs, the first one, this one here, adjectives. Or verbs can be reduplicated into new adverbs. Most of the time, the new word, the result is an adverb because it expresses the manner, or sometimes it adds emphasis. So now let's quickly just talk about this. So here is the content. Here is the categories. The full reduplication, it functions in two different ways. Sometimes it expresses in which manner the action is performed. Sometimes it gives more emphasis to whatever you're talking about. Sometimes it adds more emphasis to your word. Whatever you are talking about, it puts more emphasis on it. That's the full reduplication. And sometimes you can do it partial, like you can repeat a part of it. That's the simsiyah part. You can see the letters already. It only adds emphasis. Okay, so let's see the examples for these categories and their subcategories, sub-meanings. So the first one is expressing manner. How do we do a full reduplication to express the manner of the action? So you can repeat the full word, that's why it's called full reduplication, and make a new word. So just dive into examples, okay? So I have this table. I will just bring it here. And you can already see the examples typed into the table. I will explain them one by one for you, for those who don't know. So we have hızlı here. which means fast, and you make a reduplication and it becomes hızlı hızlı. And in the new form, in the new word, it means fastly. It becomes an adverb. You do something fastly. And then yavaş, which means slow. Then you do a reduplication or you reduply it and it becomes yavaş yavaş, slowly. Okay? And same idea, same principle for the other meanings, for the other examples. So, güzel, which means you can see it as beautiful, but I want to call it nice. So, güzel güzel becomes nicely. Sabah, which means morning, and then it becomes sabah sabah. Now, I know you can't say morningly, that wouldn't make sense, but it's more like in the morning. And that's usually has a negative feeling. When something happens sabah sabah, you are not happy about it. For example, someone is arguing, someone is talking too loud in the morning, then you are telling them, hey, like, neden sabah sabah bağırıyorsun? Why are you yelling? Why are you shouting in the morning? Sabah sabah neden bağırıyorsun? Okay, maybe I can write down this detail as well. Like sabah sabah is usually a negative phrase. And that's the example. Sabah sabah neden bağırıyorsun? Why are you shouting or yelling in the morning? The kind of vibe, the meaning sabah sabah adds here is you are not supposed to yell in the morning. So what you are doing is wrong. Sabah sabah çok yorgunum. No, Nemo. That doesn't work. Çok yorgunum is not an action. Sabah sabah describes an action. I mean, sabah sabah means early morning. That's what I am trying to explain here. Like in the morning as in too early to do something. Like if you are yelling, it's not nice because it's too early in the morning. Okay? Wait. Why did the music stop? Müzik niye durdu? Bir dakika. I need to reopen it. I need to replay it. Okay, it's back. If you don't like the music, you can just, mute Turkbots. I just play it to, have something in the background. Okay. Back to our lesson. Something happened, Alex? And meanwhile, so gece gece, so like, gece means night. Then it becomes gece gece, like in the night. And it has the same vibe, same meaning. Gece gece, like you can have the same example, like why are you yelling in the night? I think, yeah, something happened with my connection. That's probably why the music also stopped. Yes, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the late night, the subtle detail here is being too late. Same for morning. It's too early. It's not necessarily doing something in the morning. It's doing something too early in the morning. It means the time is not appropriate. Time is not right. It's too early. Beni şimdi duyuyor musunuz? Can you guys hear me now? Because apparently Rhea still doesn't hear me. Not well? I don't know why. Maybe I should reconnect. Or sounds better now. Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, if it's fine now, we can continue. So, Megan's example. Gece gece gürültülü olmak çok kaba. Correct? Being noisy, being loud in the night, like too late, when it's too late, is very rude. Correct. Expressing examples. Okay, now that one is fun. So this time we will again repeat the word, but we will have a change on it. We will change some part of it. And that one is really fun to, make examples for. And the meaning becomes etc. That's what I mean. I meant expressing examples. Like you are talking about an object, then you go like, yeah, etc. So you say like there are more things like that one. But the trick here is in the second noun, in the second word, changing the first letter to M. Okay? So examples, of course, here. Oh, the arrows. So we have oyun. Let's do this step by step. Bakkal çakkal. No, not this one. It is still a reduplication, but it's not an example to this. Wait, let me ping someone. Okay, so oyun, I said we will repeat it. Oyun, oyun. We will say oyun, oyun, but we will change the second or the first letter of the second word. So we will change this, not always changing, but sometimes adding. Maybe that would be a better, yes, adding. You will have to add M to the beginning. So like oyun, moyun, oyun moyun. So oyun means game, oyun moyun, game, etc. So like an example sentence will be, so like I'm inviting you over, like bize gel, come over, oyun moyun oynarız. Like we will play games and such. We will play games, etc. We will do something. Okay. And next one, kalem. I see that I shouldn't have changed this completely because that still works. I will say you have to add M to the beginning or change the first letter to M. Wait, why are the arrows out of their boxes? Yeah, okay. So kalem. Kalem, kalem. I'm repeating this same word, but I'm changing the first letter of the second noun, second word to M. Kalem malem. So kalem means pencil. Kalem malem, you know, pencil, etc. So kırtasiye. I was thinking of the same example. Kırtasiyeye gittim. I went to the stationery shop. Kalem malem aldım. I bought pencils and other stuff. Is it similar to falan? Yes, it is similar to falan. It is actually the same meaning, just a different word, different alternative. Falan filan, yes. I mean, you can use them together, but you can't use them with a noun together. Kalem filan aldım, kalem falan aldım, but not kalem falan filan aldım. Maybe you can still use them, but saying falan filan, like as an expression, as a phrase, sounds better. And falan filan is usually used between sentences. Like you tell someone like bana şunu dedi falan filan. Falan filan with e or not I. I remember it as a with e. Falan filan. Let me check. Yes, it's with e, not I. Okay, and telefon, telefon, melefon. Like phone and such, phone, etc. Okay, and çanta, çanta manta, bag, etc. Okay, so I was thinking to myself, yes, I was thinking about this question to myself. What happens if the word starts with M itself? Like, what happens if we start with like muz? What happens if we are talking about muz? Hani elleme kalsın gari. Çıkar kedileri de. Tamam kalsın. Evet. No, not mumus. No. So the honest answer to this question is I don't know. I don't know if there's any rule, if there's any explanation. And as a native speaker, saying muz muz sounds funny. Muz muz, mola mola. And as a quick story, when I was on a tour with a friend, the driver said, "We will take a break." And break is mola. And he said, "Yolda mola mola veririz." He meant like we will take breaks and do other stuff. Breaks, etc. But even now, with that friend, that's like an inside joke between us. Because it sounds really funny. So that doesn't work. That doesn't work either. So the honest answer is I don't know, but my suggestion is not using it at all. If the word starts with M, don't use this reduplication. Instead of it, use the other alternatives. Use falan, or there's also the other alternative, which I will explain in a little bit. Yeah, just don't use it if it starts with M. And yes, Megan, you always use it with the last item in the list. Elma, muz, çilek, milek. Okay? So, muz sounds funny, just don't use it with words starting with M in the first place. But okay, Sibel, yes. Yeah, we also use this with names, exactly. Next one. So we will repeat again. We are back to repeating the same word, but this time it doesn't give it a manner. It gives it an emphasis, and you have to insert the question particle. So what does that mean? Let's just put this here. So güzel, as I said before, like it means beautiful or nice. This time I will go with beautiful. So new phrase, you need to insert the question particle. Yes, like güzel güzel, you need to repeat it, but you need to insert the question mi. Güzel mi güzel. You need to insert it in between the two words. Pretty, not pretty. No, not. It's more like pretty, but how pretty? You can't imagine. Pretty, how pretty? I guess. So like it's saying that it's really pretty. Kötü, kötü mü kötü. Just a quick detail. The question particle, as always, changes with the vowel harmony. After ü, you have ü. After e, you have e. Çirkin, çirkin mi çirkin? Like kötü, bad. Kötü mü kötü? Very bad. Çirkin, ugly. Çirkin mi çirkin? Maybe I should write the translations for this because this is important. Güzel mi güzel is like very güzel. Very güzel. Very güzel. I will keep with this. Very bad. Very, very kötü. Very speaking. Okay, it has the very meaning. Büyük, büyük mü? Büyük. Very büyük. Yeah, question marks are not used. It's not a question. So example sentences, I think it will be useful. So like onun, his, güzel mi güzel bir kızı var. He has or she has a very beautiful daughter. Or orada büyük mü büyük bir ev var. Like there is a very big house. Yeah, very güzel daughter. And one more note. In daily life, this might not be common. It's mostly used in stories. So maybe sorry if this is disappointing because it might not be that useful in daily life. But if you want to sound like you are telling a story, you can still use it. No one should mind it if you use it in daily life. But from others, you will not hear it that commonly. Yeah, you can still use it. You can use all of these alternatives to expand your vocabulary and to sound more advanced. Okay, so yeah, you can still use these to sound advanced. Okay, so if there are no questions, I'll move to the second chapter, partial reduplication. That one is easy, easier than before, because it only has one function, one meaning. So, what is the partial reduplication? It's the like changing or adding or inserting a letter into an adjective and just intensifying the meaning. In other sources, like other websites, books, and other learning materials, you can see this as intensified adjectives. That's what it's called as well. Intensified adjectives. So, for example, or before the examples, let's talk about the letters. We have this P, R, S, M letters. These are the letters we insert into a combination, and then it intensifies the meaning. And the combination is formed by the word itself. We use a prefix, like the little suffix that comes at the beginning. You know, it's an affix but comes at the beginning. Prefix. And of course, there are two ways to use this. Pick the first letter if it starts with a vowel. Pick the two letters if it starts with a consonant. And yeah, in Turkish, prefixes exist as well. Not only suffixes, but we also have prefixes. This subject is one of them, one of the examples. And of course, as a quick thing, this applies to some adjectives. That means intensified adjectives are not all adjectives. It's only some adjectives. But unfortunately, there's no list. Like, there's a list, I made a list, I copied a list, but it's not a full list. Anyway, so based on this information, let's do this together. They're like, you see me? I don't know. I never counted them. Could be, I don't know. Okay, so açık. Wait, arrows. Açık means open. And if I go back, what does it say? If the word starts with a vowel, pick the first one. Let me see. It starts with a, which is a vowel. So it starts with a vowel, so I will pick the first. So a, I am inserting p, and then the base word itself, apaçık. Wide open, yes, maybe. Or if açık meant like clear, apaçık is like clear, obvious. Sometimes when people want to say obvious, they say apaçık. Okay, and then kırmızı, which literally means just red. So it starts with a K, which is a consonant. So I will take the first two letters, K. K. I'm using P, kıp kırmızı. I'm rewriting it. Kıpkırmızı. like very red, wide open, or sometimes obvious. Yeah, actually, obvious is more common. Is it like is a more common meaning? Like when people say apaçık, they mostly mean it's obvious. Okay, and mavi. So it starts with me. So it's a consonant, first two letters. This time I'm using an S. So it becomes masmavi, like very blue. Yes, exactly. Temiz starts with T, a consonant, so two letters again. This time I'm using an R, tertemiz. Exactly, tertemiz. So now, sometimes I use the P, sometimes I use the S, sometimes R. It changes between these P, R, S, M. There's also M. How do we know which of them? Whatever sounds better, yeah, that should be your rule actually, to be fair or to be honest, because it's complicated. There's a set of rules, but even I myself don't know the rules. I don't recommend you memorize it. Just don't try to, or waste your time. Don't, don't do this to yourself, because if you see it here, it's a bunch of things to memorize and remember. Like, you need to check the first letter. If it's a P, if the start with a vowel, yes, P. But if it's a consonant, things get complicated. Like, you need to check if it's B or F or Me or P or V. And then, second thing to check, if it contains S, Ş, Z, then you need to insert M. But yeah, instead of memorizing these set of rules, just memorize and learn the word itself. Exactly. Like epeski, bambaşka, büsbütün, gepgenç, kapkaranlık. These are easier to memorize. Like, even I didn't know these rules. I found these rules when I was doing a research. There was some academical paper written on it. So I was like, oh, that's interesting to know, but I don't even use it. I don't even refer to it myself. Okay. Anyway, that was just a quick reminder. I just wanted to say that choosing the reduplication or intensifying letter is not arbitrary, but is not a strict rule. You shouldn't worry about the rule. Okay, so here is a list of the most common adjectives. Maybe this will help you better. If you memorize this, if you have this in your notes, this will help you better. So we can do this together with you, actually. You can type with me. Don't bother with spoilers. It will also take too much time. So canlı means alive. So very alive. How will we say it? Job canlı. Exactly. Very alive. Dar means narrow, I think. Yes. Opposite of wide. Dar. So which letter do we use? Or which one sounds better? Like, is it dastar, damdar, Daptar, or the other one. Wait, dur. Dardar. Which one sounds better here? Dardar? No. Damdar? No. Also, to be fair, in order to know which one sounds better, you need just more exposure to Turkish. You need to develop a feeling. I call it native intuition. Oh, there's the P here already. Exactly. I forgot it. It's not dastar or damdar, it's dapdar. This table is all for P examples. Dapdar. So now, sorusu olan var mı? Is there someone who has a question? That was a very long lesson, but I hope it was a fun subject. This topic like reduplication, like saying or repeating things, from what I see, are the favorite topic of learners. They really like it. It's because it's kind of fun and it's useful. You can make new verbs. So I hope you had fun. I hope it was useful. I hope you learned new things. If there are no questions, that's it for today. Ben de teşekkür ederim. I thank you guys for joining and staying for an hour and a half. That's really long, so I really appreciate it. There will be homework tomorrow. Make sure to check the homework channel. And if you have any questions about this subject or Turkish in general, feel free to ask in the questions channel. And that's all. Herkese iyi akşamlar. Good night everyone. Thank you. Teşekkürler. Kendinize iyi bakın. Take care. Thank you.